As John in his gospel used 7 signs or 7 miracles that Jesus did to prove who he was, the book of Revelation has 7 visions. And each of these visions tells the story of history, and each one goes a little farther into the future until you finally get to the very last vision, which is 10 verses of the past, and the rest of the 3 chapters is all about the future, all about what heaven is going to be like. And so the book of Revelation, the key to the book is the numbers of the book. Similar to Genesis 1 and Matthew 1, the numbers are very important to the book of Revelation. When I was told I had to teach Revelation by our dean at Dallas Christian College, I told him no. And he came back to me a month later and said, I really need you to teach it. And I said, no. And he said, you have to do this because you have the background in the Old Testament prophets. And it scared me so bad, I finally said, okay. And I went home and I read it cover to cover 22 times in 22 days. And I began to see things emerging. And I began to write down my feelings on what I found on the numbers. And the more I saw the numbers, 1 is the number of priority, 2 is the number of a fact. In the Old Testament, you can put somebody to death at the word of 2 witnesses. 3 is the number of God. We've talked about this. Holy, holy, holy. When you get to chapter 4 and 5 here, it's holy, holy, holy. Lord God Almighty, who was, who is coming. 3 sets of 3. God is always 3. And the number 7 is a combination of 4 and 3. 4 is the universal number. 4 is north, south, east, west. 4 is the whole world, the whole universe. And when you get the world and God together, that adds up to 7. 4 and 3 is 7. Multiply that, you get 12. That's the number of God's people. There were 12 patriarchs, 12 tribes in Israel, 12 apostles. And when you get to Revelation, you get 24 elders surrounding the throne. 24 is 12 times 2. So it's the Old Testament and New Testament people of God in symbol. I'll come back to this in a minute.